I ended up transferring here in the portal and all that stuff.
Just kind of just went through the process of the coaches leaving at WSU, so kind of just gave me the opportunity to, I guess, find a program where we can chase a national championship heading into junior year and kind of stuff like that, and hopefully with everything going well, the last year that I'm here in college. So as we just kind of an opportunity to kind of chase a national championship, and I felt like this was definitely the right program to go do that.
Did you consider any other schools? Did you visit any other schools, or was this kind of one you had your bullseye
I've visited a few and kind of considered quite a few, but I think this just kind of came down to the right opportunity for me, and I feel like being here is definitely the right decision now that I'm actually here, and I'm definitely looking forward to the season as we head down to Arizona here in a few days.
Is Baz in your ear every day in Cape Cod, probably?
Oh, I mean, me and him were good friends heading into it, and I mean, we talked a little bit, but he was really good about it and kind of let me make the decision. But he was there when I had questions or anything like that, so it was a good opportunity.
How's that? I don't know, your guys' symbiotic relationship there. How's that going? Are you guys?
It's good. I mean, I think it mended really well, and I think both of us just hold each other accountable and want what's best for each other. And I know heading into this season, we both want to be successful and I guess chase what the national championship. I mean, that's the end goal at the end of the season, so we're holding each other accountable for that.
The chemistry there, how long did that take to build on the field, and where would you assess where that is? You know, turning double plays and in the order and all that stuff.
I mean, we played against each other down for the last 2 years, so we knew each other's game pretty well, and I think it just kind of took its toll and just found its way to mend together really well. And I wouldn't say there was really a whole lot of process, just kind of learning small things like double plays, where to feed each other, but I think that was about it.
Having played at Washington State, you've now been on both sides of this conference realignment as it's going through. With the announcement that you guys are going to play I mean, obviously you won't be on the team anymore, but did you take any of that into consideration when you made your transfer selection?
No, I mean, I think with baseball, it doesn't really affect the actual, conference, I guess. I mean, obviously it affects the conference, but the teams we play, you can still schedule a Power 5 schedule. So honestly, it really didn't play that much into it. I think the coaches are handling it really well, and that's not really our job to really focus on that. It's just kind of go play baseball and let them handle all that outside stuff.
For people who might be unfamiliar with your game, how would you describe the type of baseball player you are?
Gritty. I mean, chip on my shoulder at all times. I mean, growing up was always smaller, so I kind of had to learn how to play the game at a high level, being smaller and undersized. So I guess just having a grit and kind of blue-collar type of attitude for it.
Other than winning, obviously you want to win all 3 games that you won this weekend. What other things are you looking to get out of this weekend?
Just sticking to the process and kind of holding each other accountable as the season goes on, and kind of just mending together with everyone and playing to the best of our ability. And I think just trusting the process and sticking with the process as we go through the year.
Is there a spot in the order you prefer, to hit in?
As long as I'm in the lineup, I think that's really what matters. I think everyone just wants to play, and we have a really good team. So wherever you're at in the lineup, I mean, it's very elite. We have an elite lineup, and no matter where you're at in the lineup, you're gonna be good.
Take me back to the off season, and you visit, or I assume you visited here. And Mitch, what's his recruiting pitch, and what are you asking of him? What are you saying? Hey, what's my role? Or I don't know, whatever.
I mean, he just did a really good job of saying we're gonna develop you here, and this is the right program to develop, and we're gonna win. I mean, that's the end goal, and I think everyone wants to go find a program where they're gonna win and play and everything like that. So I think that was just his way of saying we're gonna hold each other accountable. We're gonna hold you to a high standard, and we're gonna go win baseball games.
Back before you arrived at your previous school, what was it like outside looking in at this program? How did you view Oregon State? What was it like competing against them? I mean, obviously you guys did well on this field last year, but
I mean, growing up, you see them. You win the national championship when we're in high school, and they win in 2018. So you see that, and you understand that they're a really good program. So you know they have a lot of history and a lot of really good people that have come through here. So obviously there's a high standard that's here, and coming in here, you know the culture is going to be a winning program. So
I assume you were not recruited by Oregon State coming out of high school?
I'd committed too early to Washington State to really get recruited. Yeah.
Having played up in Pullman and now coming down here to Corvallis, what's the difference like hitting in this park versus Pullman, and what are kind of the differences between the two?
I mean, there's a lot of similarities, honestly, overall. I think just the big differences are culture within the program. I really wouldn't say there's a whole lot difference in just the view of it or anything like that. It's just really the culture is a lot better here, and I think that we all expect each other. We expect a lot more out of each other, and I think the goal at the end of the year is always the national championship.
Physically on the field, does the ball fly any different here or better in Pullman?
I mean, in Pullman it flies a little bit better just because there's a lot of wind down there, but overall here it flies true. You have to hit it to get it out anyway, so.
For sure.
What I know, Baz is a maniacal kind of worker. What's it like to watch him and day to day, and how does he push you, maybe make you better just by watching him or playing up the middle with him?
I think we both work extremely hard.
Yeah.
He knows the analytic side of it a little bit more. So learning from him on the analytic side, and I think just pushing each other every day to just get better and focus on areas that we need to get better at. I think that's just really the big focus.
This is a pretty veteran group, a lot of returning players. What is it like if someone new? Obviously, you have the prior relationships, but just acclimating yourself with this group, how's that sort of been like so far?
It's been really good. I think everyone's just really, I guess, just accepting of you and just really want the best out of you. I think everyone knows what the goal is, and we all just want to win. So just kind of mending a relationship with everyone as you come in and try and do that as the season goes on, and just working together really well to have a really good end goal.
With the Cougars, you played some second base as well, but obviously Oregon State having such an entrenched second baseman. What's this shift like been over as a full-time shortstop, and is that a position you're more comfortable at?
I grew up playing shortstop, so that was always my favorite position. I think just being able to play other positions and having that kind of versatility is really important. So I think just being back in my natural spot, I think, is definitely where I feel like I can shine the most too.
How would you assess the lineup and the team and its strengths and what it might bring?
I mean, there's no weaknesses in this lineup. There's 9 guys in the lineup that could be all Pac-12 players at the end of the year, all Americans. I mean, there's no weaknesses, so you're gonna fear our lineup at the end of the year, especially.
In your guys' inner squads, has there been a pitcher that's really had your number when you faced them, and vice versa? Is there someone whose number you've had?
I mean, everyone's really good, so I mean, you just kind of have to have your A game. Everyone can get each other on any given day, so just kind of having to come out here with your A game every single day and put your best swings on it no matter what, and just compete.
What have you seen on the other side of you at a Trent, a true freshman who's got a lot of expectations? How would you assess how he's adjusted?
He's handled it well. I think he's got a lot of maturity within him. So I think just coming in here, and he's matured really well, and I think he's grown a lot and just understanding the game a little bit more and slowing down. Obviously, as a freshman, typically they speed up a little bit, but he's handled it really well, I think.
Has there been a difference in this program than what you've experienced before in terms of expectations or preparation or practice? Have you noticed a step up in anything transferring here, what they do
I think
here?
just the culture again. I think that's really where the biggest difference is just we expect a lot more out of each other, and we all just we hold each other accountable, especially. I think that's just really the biggest differences.
Anything else?